This is 3 News Daily.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Thursday, April 27th. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from around Northeast Ohio. And we start today with a 3 News exclusive.
Never. I think this is a wonderful community. This was a tragic event that impacted so many people. Everybody lost. But my opinion of Akron has not changed. I think this is the heart of this city is gold.
That was Akron Police Chief Steve Mylett, and the chief was relatively new on the job when the police shooting death of Jalen Walker first rocked the city back in June. Last night, he sat down with our Lydia Aspara in his first interview since the grand jury decision not to indict the 8 officers involved. He spoke candidly about not only that decision, but also the protests that followed throughout the city of Akron.
For perception, for suspicion, we went outside the organization and we asked the Bureau of Criminal Investigations to run this. The investigation is the investigation, and I would encourage people to get on the Attorney General's website and read and look at the entire case as the grand jury did. This was a tragic case. When that happened, and I'm not trying to draw a comparison between my children, my life, and Mrs. Walker and the substantial loss that she and her daughter have experienced in this. My heart is ripped out for them, but I'm respectful of the anger, of the hurt, of the frustration, of the fear. But the one thing I hope that doesn't happen is that all lines of communication end.
Now, Chief Mylett says soon new training will start for his police department. That will include officers working with the community to rebuild that broken relationship. You can watch the full interview with Chief Mylett on WKYC.com. Moving out to East Palestine now, Norfolk Southern did some number crunching and released their estimate of how much the February 3rd toxic train derailment has cost them. The company says the cleanup so far has cost them $387 million. CEO Alan Shaw shared this information during an earnings call yesterday, putting the company on an early June deadline to have cleanup and operations back to normal. The railroad has already been excavating tens of thousands of tons of contaminated soil from the area. Now, the mom who turned herself in for spraying school officials with mace earlier this month was in court yesterday. According to police, Jessica Howes was yelling obscenities at the Hamilton Elementary School administrators as students were getting to school. The school's principal tried to close the doors, and that's when police say Howes maced him. Howes is facing charges and was ordered to stay off social media, stay at least 500 feet away from the school, and not have any contact with the victims. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. And this afternoon, we are saying goodbye to an entertainment legend. Talk show host Jerry Springer has died. His family says he passed away peacefully this morning at his home in Chicago. He was best known for his popular daytime television show, The Jerry Springer Show, which ran from 1991 to 2018, quite a run. He was also the mayor of Cincinnati in 1977. On a personal note, I got to meet Jerry Springer working on a show when I was living in LA, and I have to tell you, he could not have been a nicer, more gracious host. Everyone felt very welcome, at least from my experience with him when they were in his presence. As of now, we don't know how he died. He was 79 years old. Now, there are more headaches for vendors at the West Side Market. According to one vendor, 3 of the building's 4 elevators have been broken for months, and yesterday, that 4th one also stopped working. This means a lot of those food stands didn't have any easy way of getting their products and equipment up and down between the levels, so some of them had to close for the remainder of the day. This is just the latest issue for the market. Officials say it's been plagued by infrastructure concerns for the better part of a decade. Now, in other news, April is National Distracted Driving Awareness Month. Officials say that in 2021 alone, distracted driving killed over 3,500 people across the country. Here in Ohio, there were more than 60,000 distracted driving crashes, and someone died in 189 of them. Construction workers shared their stories of close calls during a press conference this morning organized by AAA East Central, the Ohio Department of Transportation, and the Ohio Highway Patrol in an effort to remind drivers, keep those eyes on the road. All right, turning now to sports. Cleveland's basketball playoff run has come to an end. The New York Knicks beat the Cavs last night in Game 5 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. That means Cleveland has officially been eliminated. The Cavs saw an otherwise great season come to a very disappointing end, losing 106-95. Here's what head coach J.B. Bickerstaff had to say after the game.
Ultimately, what our goals are in these moments. And no team has ever gone from, out of it to a champion. Every single team that we've talked about that you want to emulate and model yourself after has gone through some extreme failures in difficult circumstances, but that's motivated those guys to come back and be better. And I don't expect our guys to be any different.
Now, listen, I can err on the side of positivity, but I can say, hey, a lot of people didn't have a team in the playoffs. I will say that, okay? Now, the Knicks advanced to the second round of the NBA playoffs. It's the second time for them in 20 years. They play the winner of the Miami versus Milwaukee series, and we hope that the Knicks lose. I will say that. All right, the former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine was in Cleveland yesterday. Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch visited the Ukrainian Museum and Archives in Tremont. She was welcomed there by students from Parma's Global Village Academy, and later she spoke at events hosted by the Cleveland Council on World Affairs and Princeton alumni of Northern Ohio. That's where our Russ Mitchell asked her about the resilience of the people of Ukraine during Russia's ongoing invasion.
Many Americans in February of 2022 thought this would last a week.
Yeah.
Russia, a major superpower, because many Americans did not know the resolve of the Ukrainian people. As someone who knows the country, who knows the people, were you surprised?
I was not surprised that the Ukrainian military fought back, in part because, I had been there and we have provided over the years a lot of security assistance and training. And so I knew what the Ukrainian military was capable of. And I was not surprised by the resolve of the Ukrainian people and the resolve of the Ukrainian military, because, again, they know why they are fighting. They believe in Ukraine and in a united and strong Ukraine. And so I knew that they were not just going to, give up. I didn't. If you had asked me a year ago, do you think that the Ukrainians can not only hold out against the Russians for over a year, but actually push them back? I'm not sure I would have predicted that. But I think, one of the things that has been consistent throughout this war is that Ukraine and Ukrainians have been underestimated, and I don't think we should continue to make that mistake. They are capable, they are committed, they are courageous.
You can see that full interview on WKYC.com. And today, Metro Health is hosting its first Minority Men's Health Fair. Men can get comprehensive health screenings there for free. It's being held at 3 Metro Health locations across Northeast Ohio, the Broadway Health Center and Metro Health Main Campus. Those are both here in Cleveland, and Cleveland Heights Medical Center. You can head to any of those spots from 5 to 8:30 p.m. for those screenings tonight. All right, with over 1.2 million visitors a day, the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo is one of the most popular attractions in Northeast Ohio. While the animals are the stars of the show, the animal keepers are the unsung heroes, and it is a tough job. So we thought we'd send our Austin Love out to see if he has what it takes to be a zookeeper. Check it out.
Today I'm at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, and I was recently thinking, in case I get fired from this job, which I do love, I might as well try something else on for size, a little job security. How about zookeeper? Yeah, this should go well. Today's goal, don't step in any elephant poop. Let's do this. All right, Andy, thank you so much for hiring me for the day. I'm excited. Are you sure you want to do this?
Let's go the first 30 minutes and then we'll check back in.
Do a little trial run, huh?
With 57 animal keepers on staff, this crew has a very important job that very few get to see. Until now.
There's a whole scientific side behind the scenes that our guests regularly don't see.
Yeah.
And there's some manual labor involved. So I'm excited to see that.
Oh, I'm a young, strapping lad.
Quickly, I was put to work.
And I'm quite the worker.
First up, the contact barn.
So first, we're going to feed some goats.
People say that I'm the goat of morning news reporting here at Channel 3, so that's very fitting. Let's rock and roll.
Literally not one person has ever said that.
Ready?
Yep, let's do it. Hello? Breakfast time, breakfast time. So what all is in this food?
It's like specialized goat chow.
How was your specialized goat chow? Is it good? That's good.
Then it was time for job number 2.
Cleaning their
Literally.
How many turds do you think you've swept up in your career?
Ooh, I'm early in my career. I got many turds to go.
Bam.
the exhibit was cleaned, we let the horses out for social hour/dance party, along with a quick snack.
Flat hand, and then she's gonna try to.
I don't know what I was expecting it to be like, but that was not it.
Next on my zookeeping agenda,
Oh, elephant intern Austie over here.
taking care of the elephants at the largest exhibit at the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, the African Elephant Crossing. Guiding me today, Megan Cadell. The zoo currently has 5 African elephants, one being Willie, the largest animal at the zoo, standing 11 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing in at over 13,000 pounds. He's a big boy. And animals that big, they require a lot of food. Collectively as a herd, they eat about 700 pounds a day. And one of the daily goals of the elephant keepers is to set up the exhibit with food in new ways to promote natural behaviors from the animals.
Foraging, investigating, we want them to reach.
Okay.
So those are all behaviors that you would see in the wild. It's all part of the big plan to just let them be elephants, but give them everything that they need to just be elephants.
You're like the elephant event director. Elephant entertainment. What can we do today? Tim, the two-man tailor over here.
So we hoisted large bales of hay along with tree branches and then scattered a variety of fruits and vegetables throughout.
Nailed it. Not a big deal.
As the elephants shuffled in for breakfast, one stayed back for bath time. Her name is Moshi. Each elephant gets a bath twice a week, and it is really a team effort to do this. But I was just so blown away at how smart these animals really are. With one cue, Moshi knew to put her leg up, turn left, turn right, even put her tusk through the door to get clean. Baths double as a checkup too. Keepers take a look at their feet, nails, behind the ears, tail, eyes, inside their mouth to make sure everything is healthy and looking in good shape. And it was all capped off with a frozen banana as a reward.
There you go. Enjoy. Moshi, successful bath time, girlfriend. That was fun. That was fun.
Really positive.
If I got that much food during bath time, I'd never get out.
You'd never get out.
Absolutely.
Austin looked right at home with those zoo animals. I wonder why. Listen, I have to tell you, I just now today learned that an elephant gets a bath twice a week at the zoo. I'm feeling a little bad about the number of baths Oscar the Wild Man gets at home. We're gonna have to up that number. That was really fun. Thank you for that, Austin. All right, in lottery news, someone in Northeast Ohio is now lucky for life. Ohio lottery officials say someone bought a winning Lucky for Life ticket at East End Express in Hubbard. That's in Trumbull County. That means the winner gets $25,000 a year for life, or they can select a one-time payment of $390,000. Lucky is an understatement too, by the way. The odds of winning this prize are more than 1 in 1.8 million. Congratulations. All right, just a few hours ago, the folks over in Chardon kicked off the 92nd annual Geauga County Maple Festival. It made a comeback last year after a 2-year hiatus from the COVID-19 pandemic. This year, you can check out the bathtub races, maple candy carving, parades, and of course, rides and fair food. Let's take a look at what's going on out there now at the Maple Fest. Looks like things are getting underway. It's a beautiful day for the first day of the fest if you want to check that out in Geauga County. It runs today through Sunday, April 30th. All right, thanks for watching today's edition of 3 News Daily. We've almost made it through the week. We've got one more day to go. We'll see you back here tomorrow with your top stories from around Northeast Ohio. Have a great day, everybody.